Back to our little window that says simulations running. OK, to start this session, click OK when EEG signal is good. When you're doing live training at this point, you can see the EEG in the background. So if you have any really noisy signals, you could pay attention to connection or prep. But at this point, since we're doing a simulation, I have my filters on. It looks like a reasonable signal. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Okay, as I click OK, you're going to notice I get two sets of EEG waves here. I get actually this from our normal grid of 24. I get the training channels that I chose, which was F3, F4, F3, P3, F4, P4. And then in the training, which is separated a little bit easier to see, we get the same channels listed as training channels. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go down a little bit. Okay, we see a couple brain mirror displays set up. And then we see a couple events set up. So that's all good. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the word display, upper left-hand corner. Right above the word stop. As I click on display, I'm going to turn some things off we don't need. We don't need thermometer. We don't need brain mirror. We're going to leave the trend events on for now, but I'm going to go ahead and select Z-scores. Okay? As I select Z-scores, I'm going to be able to slide down again, scroll down, and I should see the Z-score grid playing. So right now you can see that even though we're not training at this point, I'm just monitoring these four channels, I can see actual Z-scores coming in based on a normative database of NeuroGuide, showing me standard deviations either on the hyper or hypo side, and again the sites being F3, F4, delta to gamma on the top being F3, delta to gamma below being F4, and the EO, eyes open. Sites over onto the right hand side, P3, P4, same thing, delta to gamma being P3, delta to gamma P4, and then we also see our 6 different pathways. They're all listed, they're labeled, and they're showing each one is displaying asymmetry, coherence, and phase for the same bands from delta to gamma. So again, that's summarizing simply to view the Z-scores. Now let's go ahead and walk through the actual aspect of bringing in Z-score base settings file from our standard BrainMaster software, putting them into the discovery, and then seeing what it looks like when we're actually getting feedback on the discovery for Z-scores. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this session by hitting the stop button. It's going to then ask me, are you sure you want to stop running? I'm going to say, yeah, okay. Save the EDF to disk. Not this time, but if we wanted to, we could. So I hit cancel. I'm going to close the training screen. I'm going to remember that I'm in build test. Okay. Let me minimize that, pull it back, and see, because we hadn't refreshed before, the actual folder that we're in is build test Z-score. And again, that's just a Windows 7 little bug that I'm sure will get fixed in an update here shortly. But always remember to refresh that screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to also close that. And then we're going to go into my computer. Happens to be on my screen on the left-hand side. I'm going to go to the local disk C. BrainM20, BrainM.20. Now the way I like to do this is I like to go to settings, okay, and what I like to do is I glance through the list here, and because there's all kinds of different training protocols, I look at it as why not just take them all and put them in the library in Discovery? So what we're going to do is I'm going to literally select all of them by going to the bottom, highlighting one, okay, hitting my shift key, going up to the top, hopefully, come on, scrolling all the way to the top. As we get to the top of the list, I should be able to highlight the top of them and then do a copy. Okay, so as I'm at to the, oh, and then I did that. So let's scroll to the top, hit alert. They're all selected. I can then go Control C. I'm then going to go back one out of settings, go into settings D right below it. Then I can just right click in the body, the white area of this, and hit paste, and it will begin copying all of those files in there. So we're actually filling the library in the Discovery software with all of our settings files that we've used in BrainMaster before. Okay? Any of the ones that are duplicated, simply skip. Okay? And now let's close this and let's look at it from the BrainMaster Discovery software to see if it was complete. We'll go to the BrainMaster Discovery. I'm then going to go to View or Change Settings. And now the top button in the upper left hand corner is Read Write Settings File. And look at that. Now I have my whole library of settings files in there, including all my Z-score training protocols that I can then use as I move forward training with the Discovery. So that concludes the capability of being able to train with the Discovery software using the Z-score. And then keep an eye out for additional videos as we move forward showing you other features. And we'll see you next time.